Hello and welcome back to Nekapon Gaming. Today we'll be looking at a gorgeous game called Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. I was initially drawn into the game by the beautiful illustrative painterly style of the game. The tone and execution of the artwork was hugely reminiscent of Vanillaware games, which I am a huge fan of. If you're into JRPGs, you may be aware of Vanillaware's work through 13 Sentinels or Odin Sphere, where they're both 2D side-scrolling games with a gorgeous art style. On the Switch website, this game is listed as a single-player adventure, action, role-playing, and indie game. However, the subgenre of Ender Lilies is better known as Metroidvania. While I am an avid gamer, I've not really played any Metroidvania games for more than a few minutes before, so I do consider Ender Lilies as my first true Metroidvania game. In this Should You Play, I will be going in from a beginner's perspective of this subgenre. If at any time you're enjoying the video, please do give it a thumbs up or even subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. As I first started to play the game, it drew me in with this beautiful cutscene of your main character, a priestess named Lily. The kingdom was destroyed by a rain of death that caused blight to contaminate the world. The blight controls its hosts and makes creatures behave not unlike undead zombies. As the sole survivor and a white priestess, it is Lily's duty to cleanse the land of the blight. As you already know, when I first started the game, the art was a huge draw for me. Not only did I love the painterly 2D style, but I also enjoyed the dark and mysterious environments that contrasted Lily's warm glow. Not too long into the game, I found myself humming to the beautiful music composed by Millie. Each area of the game have distinct locales through colors and music, but they never completely dismiss the true, dark nature of Ender Lilies' universe, showing a cohesive and elegant display of immersive world design. As a beginner to Metroidvanias, I found the game easy to learn but difficult to master, which is the sign of an excellent game. It takes time to teach you new skills and actions throughout the entire course of the game. Lily herself cannot fight and only has 3 actions she can do. She can jump, evade, and pray. Evade will be your best friend to most fights, and pray will let you heal up to 3 times until you can recharge at a respite or a white flower. Throughout the entire map, you'll find a number of respites that are resembled as various resting stops like benches, beds, and chairs. Besides restoring your health and prayer charges, you can upgrade and change your skills, loadouts, and relics at these locations. As mentioned before, Lily herself cannot fight, so she enlists the aid of cleansed spirits to be used as her skills. Just about every boss and sub-boss you fight will result in a new skill that can be used and upgraded. While you can get through the game with the most basic moveset, the one that you start with, enabling these newfound spirits will definitely help you through some tough fights. Spirits can be equipped in 2 sets of 3 that can be swapped with the R button, which effectively lets you take up to 6 unique skills with you if you choose to do so. Boss fights not only give you new skills, but also new actions that help you unlock more ways to explore and discover new routes. Actions don't have to be equipped and is added to Lily's basic kit. Backtracking in the map with new actions always rewards the player with treasures like relics among other things to aid you on your adventure. The map is easy to understand where blue locations have unfound treasure and orange ones have been completely discovered, so you always know where there'll be more to explore. Speaking of relics, they are passives or alterations on Lily's existing actions. Exploring the map can be quite rewarding as they often result in finding new relics and relic slots to further Lily's capabilities. As you fight the Blighted across the land, you will gain XP that will allow you to level up. Unfortunately, levels do not feel very impactful in the game. As a small gripe I have with the game, no matter how many levels or bosses you've faced, I barely feel like Lily and her spirits actually get much stronger. It's hard to feel like any power progression has been made. Sometimes I wander back to the beginning of the map to see how much I've grown, but most enemies still take around the same number of hits to kill, which is pretty disappointing. As such, rather than levels, finding spirit upgrades will be more impactful for your power progression. Luckily, the game has an excellent fast travel system that can teleport you from one discovered respite to another. Deaths do not result in any sort of experience or power lost, but only teleports you back to the last respite. You can also teleport back to the last respite at any time when you're exploring, which is a fantastic feature. Being a novice at Metroidvanias, I appreciate the clear tells from every enemy's attack. Their eyes are aglow right before any attack, leaving little room for miscommunication. Lily's movements are smooth and predictable with each button tap, making it very easy to learn and pick up. The only problem here are the hitboxes needing some finesse, as there's been a handful of times where I would not be able to hit the enemy with a clear VFX. Also similar instances where the enemy would be able to hit Lily where VFX were not overlapping with her sprite. Even with clearly communicated attacks, the primary difficulty on maps are due to the amount of chaos presented by the sheer amount of monsters Lily has to face on any given room. If they were all spread out, it would be pretty easy to figure it all out with some patience and time, but when there's 5 or more monsters coming at you at once, it can really take some mastery to get through. It's especially tough while playing on a docked Switch. The frame rate seems to drop significantly when there's a lot of enemies on screen or when there's a low health overlay. In comparison, most bosses are seemingly difficult fights at first, but can be conquered over time once you've learned their movesets at each phase and how to deal with them accordingly. You heard that right! Major boss fights come in 3 phases, where there's 2 that are basically warm-ups, and the final phase are where they go completely berserk on you. Since dying is of no penalty, I spent a lot of deaths just standing around to learn what each boss does. I found this to be a rather fun process and very rewarding in the end. Challenges ramp up quickly as you progress through the game, but nothing gets so difficult that it feels out of reach. With given time and patience, the game felt like you had all the tools you needed to succeed on any accessible map. However, this can mean experienced Metroidvania players will find a lack of challenge, but those players can still enjoy the beautifully crafted, somber atmosphere of Ender Lilies. To match the game's grim mood, the sad tale is sewn across the game. Each purified boss will give the player a cutscene to show a glimpse of the past. Cutscenes are made from moving illustrations to help Lily recover her memories and find out what actually happened to the kingdom during her slumber. Finding story notes throughout the game will slowly help fill in the past event gaps. While the notes are certainly interesting and helpful in revealing the story, I wish they played a larger role than just paragraphs of white text on a black screen. I love the subtle hints of untold events presented throughout the game, but would have liked the notes and cutscenes to be more interactive or visualized to give more flavor. Ender Lilies' Quietus of the Night is a no-brainer for anyone that wants a thoughtful yet immersive experience. The game requires skill and focus to traverse. It is all elegantly put together without any extra frills. A beginner at Metroidvanias like myself can easily learn and fall in love with the challenge of the game, while an experienced gamer can still enjoy the story it tells. When it comes to the visuals and music, they are both great contributors to the overall feel of the game. The art, especially the animations, are not only masterfully drawn but also highly functional for visual communication. Unfortunately, where it is lacking is storytelling and performance. The moment-to-moment gameplay is spectacular, but giving the story more life would make the game soar. In terms of performance, I played entirely on a docked Switch, which had a fair bit of hiccups when there is low health overlay or when there was a large number of enemies on the screen. On a highly timed and skill-based game, of course this is less than ideal, and hope it can be resolved or at least avoided on other platforms. Regardless of these issues, Ender Lilies is a fantastic game. Without a doubt in my mind, should you play this game? The answer is an absolute yes. This amazing title was directed by Keisuke Okabe and published by Binary Haze Interactive, and has become one of my top games released this year. It's available on PC and all major platforms for $24.99 in the US. Keisuke Okabe is spearheading the direction of 2 more upcoming titles, and after playing Ender Lilies, I'm eagerly looking forward to future releases from their studio. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this Should You Play video, and let me know in the comments below if you're going to play Ender Lilies, or maybe you've played it already. Do let me know your thoughts below on this brilliant game in the comment section below. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!